What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and if you're ever bored with nothing to do, and you have just a little bit of free time on your hands, Google the Rings of Power, and pick an article, any article. It doesn't even have to be a specific article. Just pick any article you see, and I can almost 100% guarantee you all that it will provide you with a good laugh. But be warned, your eyes may get stuck in the back of your head from rolling them so hard. Now, over the past few days, in my spare time in between making videos over on my main channel, Cinema Shogun, I've been looking into this Rings of Power madness, and I have just been laughing my ass off non-stop for weeks now. And right now, I think I have finally come across the funniest article yet. This is from Glitter Magazine. And when I saw Glitter Magazine, The Rings of Power, I already knew. This was for sure comedy gold. I knew that this was a for sure hit. I didn't even have to second guess it. I clicked on that article with a quickness. My thumb was just ready to click on this article because I knew they would say some cringe-worthy stuff in this article. But oh my God, did it get bad? It was so bad that I just had to sit down and make this video. Now, I'm not going to read over the entire article because it's complete dog shit, but I do want to read over some of the highlights. In previous works in the Lord of the Rings franchise, stories are almost exclusively focused on white males. However, Lord of the Rings of Power, it brings fans a surprisingly diverse cast. For example, Ishmael Cruz Cordova will play Elf Arendir in the series, making history as the first person of color to star as a Tolkien elf. Meanwhile, Sophia Namvet will star as a dwarven Princess Disa, the franchise's first female dwarf. Through enriching narrations of female and racially diverse characters, Amazon Prime Videos shows it is determined in its commitment to diversity. Oh man, I wish I had a nickel for every time they say diversity while marketing this show. I would be as rich as Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, move over. It's me, Cinema Shogun. I just got paid a nickel for every time y'all said diversity in a Rings of Power promo. Holy hell, what is wrong with these people? But they're not even trying to hide it. What's funny is you see like some of the showrunners, they're trying to do damage control, trying to act as if, no, this show's not going to be woke. This show's going to be loyal to Tolkien. Meanwhile, the media, they're out here covering this and they're already telling you what it is because they were already given these talking points. And now it's too late to backtrack. The articles are already rolling out. And like they just said, unlike the old Lord of the Rings franchise, which mainly focused on only white males, this is a richly, surprisingly diverse cast. So it's like in promoting this show, they're crapping all over the Lord of the Rings. Like, oh, the Lord of the Rings was terrible. It was just so many white people. It was bad. Never watched that. Watch this. There's elves and dwarves of color everywhere. It's, oh my God. Literally, how in the hell do they think this is going to make anyone want to watch this show? Even if you are literally a dwarf of color. Even if you're literally a dwarf of color, do you want to watch this as this obese woman? And listen, I'll call her obese because I'm obese as well. As this incredibly large woman goes around telling everyone that she's the first and most famous, most important black dwarf ever. Come on, man. What in the... It's funny, but it's sad at the same time because this is a franchise we love. And this is what it's becoming. It's not like they couldn't even just put out this show with, race swapping random characters and putting races of characters that were never even in Tolkien's lore. That wasn't good enough. They had to simultaneously crap on everything that came before it. You have to understand, when they sit here and say the Lord of the Rings franchise's stories were exclusively all white males, they're not just talking about Peter Jackson's Hobbit trilogy. They're not just talking about Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're talking about Tolkien's books. So they're looking down upon Tolkien as if he's not a good person, while lifting themselves up as if they are heroes. They're making history by casting a diverse cast for this story. So they're disrespecting Tolkien's history. And to make no mistake about it, folks, these people don't respect Tolkien. They don't even like Tolkien. These same people were villainizing him not too long ago. I mark my words right now, as more stuff comes out, you will see that this was made for nothing more than to promote SJW propaganda and to crap on Tolkien. Because Tolkien made the mistake of not making his stories diverse enough back when he originally wrote them. This is despicable. This is disgusting. I laugh at it, but at the same time, it's just, I snarl at it as well. But it gets worse, folks. That wasn't all they had to say. Tolkien's worlds were a unique and immersive experience that inspired the reader to be courageous. In most cases, they even had a character or multiple characters that they connected to and saw themselves in. But being an almost entirely white cast, this was an experience that in many ways only white viewers could have. This time, the diversified Middle-earth world will finally allow viewers from different backgrounds to immerse themselves in the stories and successfully broadens the audience for The Lord of the Rings. Is there any person of color out there? Listen, I don't even like using the term person of color. That sounds kind of offensive if you ask me, but that's, I guess, the appropriate term. So are there any people of color out there that are sitting here like, do you know what? I never watched The Lord of the Rings, but they got a fat black lady dwarf, and you know what? Now I'm going to watch it. I always hated The Lord of the Rings. Too many white elves, but now there's a black one. I'm watching this show. Is there anyone out there like that? Is there anyone out there reacting that way? I mean, I'll be 100% honest here. I believe Tolkien's fandom consists of probably mainly European folks, white folks, whatever you want to say. But there's still plenty of fans of color, if that's what we're going to call them. There's plenty of fans, Tolkien fans of every single race you can think of. This book has been around forever. Everyone, not everyone, but so many people have enjoyed Tolkien's work. And it hasn't just been white people. So many people have identified with these characters for years, and it had nothing to do with their race. I, as a white person, I never looked at the freaking hobbits and was like, oh, I connect with Frodo because I'm white and obviously Frodo's white. I never connected with this character because of his race. If anything, I don't even think of Frodo as a white person. I think of him as a hobbit. I didn't connect with Gandalf because he was white. So I don't understand why they find it hard to believe that other people, regardless of their skin color, could connect with Tolkien's characters. Tolkien wrote a story that anyone can enjoy. Maybe he didn't have a diverse cast within his story, but it's not like his story was exclusively for people of a certain skin color. And that's why his work has transcended time. That's why Tolkien's work has always been so popular. Even when there's not a movie out, even when there's not a new show out, Tolkien's work is classic. it will stand the test of time. When all of this diversity stuff is over, Tolkien's work will still be here, and it will still be enjoyed by people of all races and ages and backgrounds and ethnicities and whatever, people of color as well, of course. So even if they decided we wanted a more diverse cast in this Rings of Power show, they could have done it. I wouldn't have agreed with it because it's still not going along with the actual source material, but they could have done it and still tried to do their best to make the best TV show. Still try to do the best to make these characters fit in the world, that they're making. But that wasn't enough. They have to preach to you 24/7, but not just that. They have to crap on J.R.R. Tolkien himself. And then they want to say that, the Rings of Power is gaining trust in the Lord of the Rings fandom. No, it's not. When there's articles out here like this that was just posted a few days ago, in which y'all literally crap all over all over Tolkien, as if he's a bad person because he didn't have enough black, fat dwarves in his freaking books, then how can we sit here and think that these people are making this show in good faith? They aren't. That's already out of the window. No one's here because they respect Tolkien. No one's here because they love Tolkien. Everyone's here because they think that Tolkien's work should have been more diverse. And they think if they make a more diverse Lord of the Rings show, that it's better than Tolkien. Not because the story is better. Not because anything about the story or anything about the show is anything better than Tolkien. It's just the fact that, hey, we got a few, diversity castings. It's sick, twisted. These people are mentally ill. At this point, we've come to a point where it's like, these aren't good business decisions. These aren't good decisions for your franchise. This isn't a good decision for the future of, this property. So the only thing I could chalk it up to is that these people are mentally ill. It's like a cult. And they will do anything to get across this message. Even if it means losing billions and millions of dollars on a woke Lord of the Rings show. Even if it means crapping on the actual author of the Lord of the Rings while simultaneously acting like you're respecting him by making this new show. It's gotten out of hand, and I will continue calling it out. And if you want to hear me call it out, hit that subscribe button. But while you're down there, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up button. And as always, find some time out of your day to go watch a movie.